All right, so this is
Three other
part
kids,
two
and this teen
of the
17-year-old
weird
girl
dream
came out and she
that I
says,
had.
I got an idea for you. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, look, we're gonna walk down this way. We're gonna walk in front of your truck. So they all walk in front of my truck, and she says, like, while the other kids are running around, like playing around, it's like she says to me, I'm gonna let you back in, and I'm gonna sign off the loan for you. I was like, oh, okay, but I was like, is he gonna have a problem with that? Because, like I said, I felt like I've had this dream before. The warden came off like a very strict person, like a very strict and mean person who wanted to do things. It's like he was running that organization, but yet, with kids, orphans, doing his jobs and stuff for him, doing his work for him. Some of it seemed, I couldn't prove it from the dream, but it seemed like it was dirty work, like having them, like, not steal, but it felt like they were not only his orphaned children, but it felt like they were his hoodlums. Some of them, it was a crazy dream, man. Like they were his thugs. But she was really nice. She was really cool about it, and she said, "Hey, I can sign the paper, and you can be done with the loan." However, she was like, "You know what? Let's walk away from the building before I say this. Let's go across the street and get some McDonald's." And there was like a restaurant across the street, and I couldn't tell if it was a McDonald's, but it was a restaurant. She said McDonald's. So we walked across the street, and as I'm walking across the street, three younger orphans running really fast, and she's kind of like jogging. I walk really slow, and I'm looking to the right, and there's this truck trying to turn. So if you think about it, trying to explain. So it's like a two-sided highway sort of thing, and there was a median in the middle with a ditch, but it wasn't a very large highway, like maybe 2 to 3 lanes. And so they run across, they already make it. She's jogging, she already made it to the side of the street. They're already on the sidewalk, but I'm walking up on the median, and this car, like a truck, turns, and it's turning, like making a wide turn, waiting for me to go, but it's like I wouldn't go. It's like I was like, I'm trying to walk faster, and I'm just watching this truck make a wide, awkward turn for my sake. And it almost like ended up on the other side of the road, like trying to turn wide for me because I was taking too long. Another truck almost ran into the back of that truck. But they weren't going really fast. It was just like it was a slow, close encounter. Like they were just turning really slow and driving really slow, and I was holding that behind them, on the other side of them while they're turning. There's a bunch of traffic that I'm holding up, and I'm like, why can't I walk faster? And so I finally get to the other side, and she was like, "Dang, what took you so long, bro?" And I was like, I was like, my bad. And then she was like, it's all good. And then the the smaller orphans walk into the restaurant, but she stands outside with me and she says, hey, yeah, I could sign your loan off, but he may use your past against you and try to get you to become his slave. And she didn't say slave verbatim, but she was like, she may try to use your past against you and hold that over your head to own you, sort of deal. And I do have a history of struggling badly with my mental health. And when she said what she said to me, I was like, dang. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, with a little smile, with a little laugh, just like that. She was like, yeah, he'll use that against you. And I'm like, dang, that's my past. She was like, I know. She was like, it happened with all of us. She was like, it happened with all of us. Like, he's able to leverage your past to own you. And like if you have like some sort of like bad in your past as far as mental health, he can own you. And I was like, it was kind of like, dang, like, you know, I was like, I hope not. She was like, yeah, I hope not too. After that, she walked into the restaurant, but I just kind of stood outside, and then I woke up. I was hoping that I would be able to go in and give this guy the $10 I had found, you know, like she said. But I mean, when I woke up just now, I was hoping that she didn't get in any trouble or have this guy trying to hurt me or own me or whatever because she tried to write the loan off for me. You know, so it's, or hurt her, you know, for that matter. I was more concerned about her getting hurt for my sake, you know, or whatever. But he never hurt them though. That's the thing. The warden seemed like just a really mean slave owner is what I kept receiving from the whole dream. It was kind of, you know, but they weren't in like rags like slaves, you know, they weren't dressed in rags like that, but they were, I mean, they had messy clothing, you know, like their clothes were like regular fit, like regular clothes that fit, they looked decent, but it was like stained, like they looked like they hadn't like had clean clothes for like a day or so, like a couple of days or so. That's what their attire looked like, the orphans, including the two orphans that were standing upstairs with me, and the three that ran across the street, all the ones in the house, and the fourth one that ran across the street or jogged across the street with me. Like, yeah, like their clothes were like the warden wasn't really taking care of them. He was more concerned with running his little hustles or you know, loan shark bank style hustles. You know, this man, he came off, like I said, tall old white man with gray curly hair, light gray curly hair. It just came on, and it was close to his scalp, like gray curly hair, so it wasn't a wig like, you know, George Washington old slaves. But yeah, it was just a very like bizarre, seemed like it was at some point in time of slavery or after slavery, I guess, like post slavery, where people were still enslaved, I guess, it was still legal to own slaves, I guess. Like, I don't know, it just seemed weird, like a crazy dream. And it was possible that, I mean, it's a possibility that these were in fact his children, his slave, how can I say, mates. Hate that word in reference to this, but his enslaved mates were freed, and he was left responsible for the orphaned children. Because, like I said, some of them were like darkish brown, native black kids, but not light mix. So maybe they were his grandchildren. I have no idea. I'm just pondering, just thinking. But it was, I don't know, very bizarre dream. And it was like my vehicle was a 70s truck. This is a very old truck I had, but it seemed like the dream took place in like early 1800s. And yet there was a McDonald's, but the McDonald's was run down. It was like a regular brown building. She said it was, the girl said it was a McDonald's. I guess we were going over there to eat and discuss how we're gonna do the transaction, which I was nervous about. Like I said, I didn't want to do it because I didn't want her to get in trouble, or she was gonna sign off the deal, the little $10 loan. Didn't get to do it because I walked across the street and she just walked in and yeah, I stayed outside and then I woke up. But yeah, very bizarre dream. I don't want this to be too long. I want to be able to upload this. I don't know if my channel will let me, but yeah, very weird dream, man. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to upload more videos like this, in such detail to get my thoughts out. These are all real thoughts and dreams, as this is a video diary channel. But yeah, God bless.